Hello, this is Paul Nelson with Western Sport Floors, Wyoming Wood Floors, coming to you today from Clinton, Montana. Today I just want to talk about social media for the contractor. As a contractor, how to use or how you may go about using social media to promote your business and to promote a personal brand for yourself. So when we talk about social media, what is it? Sometimes folks are hesitant to use social media, and there's a lot of good reasons for that. There's a lot of negative things in social media. I get that. At the end of the day, social media is just a medium of communication. That's all it is. It's like an exit sign over a door. It tells you where to go. It's communicating something to you. Social media allows you to communicate with a lot more people, so it's important to be careful of what your message looks like. So part of what your message has to be is geared to your customer, your particular customer. In our company, Western Sport Floors and Wyoming Wood Floors, our primary customers are K-12 public schools. So our message in social media is geared toward gymnasium floors specifically owned by K-12 public schools. Now that might be a different message than somebody that was building homes for a particular demographic in a specific city throughout the United States or throughout the world. But you have to look at who your customers are, and then based on that, cater your social media presence to them. So because of who our customers are and what I wanted my personal social media brand to be, I came up with three things, the 3 P's. I wanted my social media brand and presence to be number 1, positive, number 2, professional, and number 3, proud. I wanted to be proud of every post that I put up on social media. So with those things in mind, I generally don't post about politics. Politics by its very nature tends to be negative and divisive. We don't try and post vulgarity. The folks that we're promoting our social media presence to are K-12 public schools. There's no place for that there. Social media encompasses many different mediums where you can talk to people. Certainly a blog or doing writing would be one area that a person could participate on social media. Videos, which I tend to do more of, are another area where a person could participate in social media. I also really like a picture with a little positive message. I have hundreds of these, and to the extent that I have time throughout my day, I try and post them, if not daily, at least weekly, across a number of social media platforms that we participate in. So the question becomes, how successful, how well does this work for you? I was talking to another contractor within our industry from another part of the United States recently, and he asked me that question, how successful has your social media been for you? And the answer is somewhat difficult. It's somewhat difficult to measure just how well your social media posts are turning into actual work and hopefully profits for your company. And I don't have entirely a satisfactory answer to that question for myself, much less for the general public, but I can tell you that it does have impact, and it has large impact. Let's just take an example. If you had a business pickup and you put a vinyl wrap on that pickup, advertising your company with your telephone number, with your website, it would be kind of the same thing. That pickup is out there, it's in the community, it's in the service area that you're operating in, but you're not going to know for sure how that call or website traffic was generated, whether it was from the wrap on the pickup or somebody just doing a search on the internet and finding your website. And I feel like social media to a certain extent is a bit like that. It's difficult to say exactly where a call or an inquiry on your business came from. The one thing that I can say for sure is that we're going to continue to use social media. We think it's important, and we feel like it's going to continue to be more and more important in the years ahead. I've sometimes had people ask me about hiring a consultant, hiring somebody else to make social media posts for them. I can't say what's right for your business. I will tell you, I would never do that. I consider that a bit like maybe if I had a chest pain, sending my assistant to the cardiologist, okay? I need to go to the cardiologist. It's my heart, it's my chest pain. And I think that's a pretty good example over what it's like to try and ask somebody else to build your personal brand. It's your personal brand. I don't think that's something that you can ask somebody else to do. I think building a personal brand is something you have to do. I have been working on mine for almost 4 years now on, if not a daily basis, at least a weekly basis, but usually a daily basis. And it grows and it grows and it grows, but it takes a long time. I don't know that there's any shortcut to it. It just takes a long time of consistent effort, like anything else good. From a gentleman by the name of Scott Adams. Scott Adams wrote a comic strip called Dilbert way back in the old days when people used to read newspapers. And back in the early 90s, he was a struggling comic strip writer, but he did something very interesting. At some point in the early 90s, he put his email address in his comic strip in real tiny letters down in one corner, and he got comments back from the general public, and he said some of those comments were savage and brutal, but he learned from those comments. They were immediate feedback for him to know what the public was thinking, and he actually tailored that comic strip. It made him funnier, and it made him a better writer, and made his comic strip better, and he credited putting his email address in his comic strip for some of his success of that comic. And that's what social media is. Understand this, when you start to do social media marketing, you will get savage, brutal comments from the trolls on the internet, and the internet is full of them. But some of those comments, they're very raw. Somebody would never give you that feedback face to face. But some of those comments have legitimate criticism in them. And if you will pay attention to those comments from those trolls, you will get better, and your social media posts will get better. In closing, I want to share the secret. If you've watched the video this long, you deserve to have the best part of the video. If you have not made a commitment, an absolute commitment to quality work, quality workmanship, and good relationships with your customers, the only thing that social media marketing will do for you is to let the whole world know faster that you do poor quality work and you're a jerk to work with. So before you launch a social media marketing platform and start building that personal brand, make sure you first made the commitment to do top quality work for your customers, because that's the message that you want your customers to pass around on social media, not the fact that maybe you don't know what you're doing, or you don't know, or you don't do high quality work. So my thoughts, these are the things that we're attempting in our social media marketing to put into practice. I hope it can be helpful for somebody else. For Western Sport Floors and Wyoming Wood Floors, this is Paul Nelson. You make it. Great day.